like to start by saying that the recent fires affecting the 1.6 liter Ford Kugas have been extremely unfortunate and concerning for our customers and for ourselves. I want to reassure you that at Ford, the safety of our customers is our number one priority. Just by virtue of the nature of a fire, a lot of the evidence of what the cause was is consumed as part of that process. We investigated every single incident that came to our attention. Our engineers were working around the clock on this incident from the time that we started doing the maintenance checks. We started getting more data, and which allowed them to come up with much better conclusions.
In an instance like this, a lot of the evidence can be consumed. It's also important to understand that the data and the volume of the data is important not only to understanding what causes the fire or an incident, but being able to rule out things that would take you down a path that you would waste resources and time chasing. So with the increase of the incidents that we saw as the weather got increased temperatures here in South Africa, later part of 2016, and with the number of vehicles we were able to inspect through the dealer maintenance, we were able to quickly pinpoint the actual cause and focus on that and getting to a resolution that, as we put it together, we'll be able to, we're confident we'll address the issue in this particular instance.
Warnings from the insurance companies that Mr. Hoskins mentioned. We do receive those on occasion. We have received them on the Kuga incident. As I said, as we became aware of the incidents, we immediately started evaluating them to the point where we shipped 15 engines to the U.S. and Europe, and for evaluation, damaged parts. At one point, we shipped the vehicle to Europe, and to try to understand what was causing these fires. So yes, we've been investigating it as time has gone on. And I just answered the second part of your question. The vehicles in question are built in Valencia, Spain. One of the benefits of issuing a safety recall is getting the information, the communication information for our customers, not only from our records and our dealer records, but also from the government database. So we'll be implementing that process. We have already sent emails out as part of the maintenance check. We've asked our dealers to SMS all of the customers as well as part of that maintenance check. We'll do that again as part of the recall, as well as a letter that we will send, which has all of the information that the customers need to know. Having said that, we will also continue to follow up on all the 4,556 vehicles to make sure they're brought in, and any vehicles that aren't, we'll continue to investigate whether that customer knows of the recall, and we'll continue to try to track them down. There is a parts, we expect a part availability issue, and there has been a part availability issue with the maintenance check, and we've ensured that customers have courtesy cars available to them. And if for any reason one is not offered, they need to call us directly, and we'll work with the dealer to make sure that happens. There is generally a $1,500 fee, as you said, for tolls and fuel. It's a deposit, it's not a fee, and it's just to cover any road tolls or fuel tolls that are associated with the rental. And we'll waive that for any customers. They'll still be responsible for the tolls and the fuel, obviously, but they just won't have to pay for it up front. Cost implications, we don't disclose the cost implications, and on top of that, we're still finalizing the phase 2 of the repair. But I will say that this is a responsibility we have to our customers, and it does not have anything to do with investment decisions that we're making in South Africa. I think what's important is that, as I said in my opening statement, these are our customers, we're going to listen to them. We're going to reassure them that their vehicles are safe to drive with the safety action, and ensuring the integrity of the cooling system is maintained. We would say, obviously, that there's no reason to lose faith in your vehicles. However, every Ford customer has our assurance that each individual case will be dealt with on its own merits, and that we'll treat all of our customers fairly. How big is this recall, George? Obviously, any recall is important and critical and receives the highest priority. There is nothing more important to us than our safety of our customers. And I can't stress 110, there is no number, right? This is an important issue for us as a company and for our customers, and we'll ensure that we take care of them. The burn cars obviously are, I'm sure they're insured. The insurance is a private matter between the customer and the insurance company. As these cars have burned, even while the insurance company and the customers are having conversations, we've provided courtesy cars to those customers as well. And so we'll continue to interact with those customers and through our dealer body, and hopefully we'll get them into another Ford vehicle. But that's the way it will be.
Thousands of hours in developing a car, and now we have the benefit of that development in addition to the actual field data that we get from the investigation into the field from doing the checks. So we go back to the same product development process. We follow a very disciplined quality process to understand the root causes and make sure that we're addressing them in a way that we're confident that will perfectly address the issue that in this particular instance. And I think that's where the key is the amount of data you can get helps you to feed that rather than from a design CAD, but from field data. So that's the benefit there. And I think that really it's that information and that data that in the discussion earlier about the U.S., the field data for the vehicle in the U.S. was very different from the field data that we see in South Africa. When it occurs in the life of the vehicle, the vehicle's a left-hand drive versus right-hand drive. There's a significant difference in those vehicles despite sharing an underlying platform. And that's why it's important that we understand and don't jump to a conclusion or conjecture, but allow the data to lead us down a path as the quickest way, the most effective way to addressing their concerns. In terms of the extended warranty, right now we're really focused on getting the recall completed. We don't expect to be an extended period of time of the vehicle off the road, and we are addressing mobility of the customer in that case. So at this point, we have not discussed extending the warranty for these customers.
It was in the Eastern Cape, was one of the instances that you're talking about. That was a vehicle that was bought used. It went through the pre-delivery process, but did not go through the maintenance check. And so it should have, but it did not on that one particular item. We have verified that by looking at the service